am excited to start our interviews with our Loveland Show Choir Seniors today. Today I'm joined by Nick Jackson, Ben Russ, and Aiden Otan, who are all seniors in Loveland by request. So, gentlemen, how you doing today?
Doing good.
Absolutely stellar.
Great.
Nice. Hopefully you got lots of sleep last night. I know that your sleeping schedule has to be way out of the norm of regular school time. A lot late night video gaming, I assume, is going on these days. All right, so I just had some questions for you, and I thought that we would start, and feel free to just jump in when you feel like it. First thing I'd like you to do is, if you guys wouldn't mind, just kind of telling us how long you've been involved in the Loveland Show Choir program, and in what capacity. So let's start with you, Nick.
All right, so I started sophomore year on crew, and I did that for a year, and then last year, junior year, I joined by request, and I've been doing that ever since.
Nice. What made you want to start? What made you want to join?
I remember watching the in-school performance freshman year and seeing by request, and I was in middle school I saw like the middle school performances at school, and I never really thought I'd want to be a part of that, but then I got more and more friends that were a part of it through theater, and I had a bunch of friends in band and stuff, and seeing that in-school performance I was like, wait, that's really cool, I want to do that. So I did crew to just kind of get my foot in the door and kind of get involved with stuff, and then switched over.
Did you feel like crew is a much different experience than being in the group?
Oh yeah, it's there's no real crossover that I found. It was a huge learning curve for both.
Nice. How about you, Ben?
I joined Revolution in 7th grade, and I did Revolution for 2 years, and then I did by request all 4 years of high school.
And you have been in by request since your freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find from your freshman year to your senior year to be pretty different?
I definitely did find it very different, because my freshman and sophomore year, I definitely looked up to a lot of seniors, and it was different being in that position to actually be a junior and senior and have people actually look up to you. But it was a different experience, and I really enjoyed different both perspectives.
And Otan, so you obviously going to LSU. I think people that know you know just a little bit about your love of LSU. How long have you been in the programs?
Like Ben, I joined in 7th grade, and then I've been in by request since my freshman year. So like Ben, I joined my 7th grade year in Revolution, and then I've been in by request since my freshman year.
And it's boy, how those years fly by when you're on this side looking back.
Definitely.
Guys, over the past number of years, there had to be some parts of the 6 years for you guys and the years in high school for Nick. There has to be a few moments that you were like, wow, that was really cool. What are some of those moments for you guys?
I remember, for some reason, one of the best feelings of my life was after our finals performance at Olentangy last year. I don't know why, but I was just so insanely happy with that show. And I think we got I don't know what we placed. We didn't win or anything.
Yeah,
it was just an insane just high off of performing.
I remember my freshman year going into the day show at Fairfield. It was my first time ever performing on the in the arena with all those people in there. It was just amazing to look out, and there's just people everywhere. It's wherever you look, just thousands of people. It was just an amazing feeling performing in that arena.
For me, it was probably in Nashville my freshman year when we had a rehearsal really late at night, and just the adrenaline of that and the feeling of that was just so intense, but just also so amazing. And a great memory.
That was the year where we decided to change the entire guys number, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who does that before national finals? But
It's crazy.
yeah, well, we changed that, and we changed what the back half of the ballad.
Mhm.
We did a lot of changing to that show. So you talked about Nashville. What are some of the, we've taken a number of trips over the years. What's a trip that sticks in your mind that you really, really enjoyed?
Definitely Nashville, obviously,
Nashville.
but also Disney, because that was an amazing experience.
Yeah,
That
the
was
Disney
a
trip was definitely a big one.
which one, Nick?
The Disney trip.
That was a fun trip. Being able to have Disney Springs right there was pretty cool.
Mhm.
We could go over and take that just that little walk. Also, if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember, there was that like green, the kind of grassy area right outside the performing area that we spent a lot of time just kind of getting together and kind of just kind of planning on what we were going to do. I love that kind of mentality when we're all there together and working. Aiden, what was the trip that stuck with you? Was it one of those two?
Yeah, definitely the Nashville trip. That one was definitely one of my favorites. Oh, back.
You're good. There's something about performing on that Grand Ole Opry stage that is just kind of just magical and so fun. What would you obviously through the years there are times that go super well and there are times that are hard. I mean, it's hard work. If you had to explain to somebody what it's like, what would you compare it to, or could you compare it to something?
I can't think of anything I could compare to it. It's just so strenuous.
Yeah, I don't. It's definitely there's nothing out there like it. I think honestly, it's definitely a unique thing.
I would maybe compare show choir to like a cross country race. Like sometimes you just got to keep pushing yourself, but once you get to that end, once you get to like that performance, it's totally worth it and you just feel great. So
You were talking about a cross country race, Ben, and we have a lot of people who run cross country and do show choir. And it just, I keep thinking of some of those rehearsals that we've had. I mean, it's active. I mean, it is hot. It is sweaty. And that little room, I don't think is quite big enough for all of the perspiration that goes into it. What do you think is the hardest thing about learning a show?
Definitely like getting down the details of the choreography in like a really short amount of time too, because like you're expected to get it down and like be like really good at like it's like an expectation that Jared, our choreographer, sets, and just like learning from him and getting all down the details is like definitely very difficult but rewarding in the end. So
Yeah, choreo has always kind of been the part I have the most, it takes the most time for me learning, because I remember sophomore year when I was on crew, we were by request just like down someone for the Elvis show somehow. You're like down a guy, so you just like yelled out in the auditorium, was like, "Hey, is Nick Jackson here?" And then I had to go up on stage like 5 days before the show and learn a dance for the first time in my life, and that was rough.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. What would you say to those guys who are like, who really enjoy dancing and they enjoy dancing, but they're just a little hesitant on joining a group like this? Ben, you run cross country. We have people who play lacrosse. We have people who play soccer. We have people who play football. I mean, we definitely have a lot of athletes in our program. Do you think that there's a correlation between what we do?
just to touch up on like the guys joining, I would just say like you don't have to identify yourself as like a show choir kid. Like if you are a part of show choir, and like you can do, and like I do cross country and volleyball, and like I didn't want to be just known as a show choir kid. Like you can also be a part of other activities too, but still be a part of show choir and do something that you love. So
my internet went out. I had to move locations to be a little closer to The router. It's not just our program where sometimes guys are a little hesitant. I'll be honest with you. I think our men are as strong as any group of men out there when it comes to dancing, singing, anything else. So, hopefully we can continue to have those great numbers of men in our group and continue to push that and get more and more guys involved. What, gentlemen, would you say is if someone was standing in front of you and saying, hey, I'm really thinking about joining the Loveland Show Choir groups, what would you tell them? What was your experience?
I would tell them not to hesitate because you'll get kind of the best family outside of your actual family that you'll ever get through this program.
I would say absolutely yes, because you are just joining a group of people where you automatically are going to just make so many friends, and why would you not want that? So
the dancing and the singing is fun, but the biggest part of it is definitely like the people and the family that you get from it. So
I think the social side of it is ginormous. I think it's the people, I think it's the camaraderie, I think it's the family, and that's one thing we try to do is create a place where you can feel comfortable being yourself and enjoying the things that you like to do. Every year we have seniors join us that just say, man, I wish I would have done this sooner. I hope people aren't hesitant in joining in the future. Gentlemen, as we kind of come to a close on this, I really appreciate you joining me for our first episode. Sorry about the technical difficulties. If you wouldn't mind real quick, if you would just go through, and we'll start with Nick, and just tell us where you're going and what your plans are.
So I'll be going to Belmont University for audio video production.
That's awesome. What a great school. Ben?
I'll be going to Ohio State University and majoring in environmental sciences.
Nice. OTAN.
I'm going to Louisiana State University, and I'm currently undecided. So,
well, guys, thank you for being a part of this first endeavor with senior interviews. I really do appreciate your insight. You guys have all been really stellar individuals and are a big part of the success of this group and Revolution back in the days. So thank you very much, and I really I appreciate you joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.